Welcome once again to the Rhythms of New York. I'm Dave Brodsky, host and producer, and sitting to the left of me is the woman who needs no introduction, but we're going to give her one anyway, Ms.
Celines Bosque.
Celines, this marks our 20th show.
I know, that is so fantastic. I'm excited.
We have brought, for the past several years, to the people of New York, the citizens of New York, as well as the citizens of the world, the Rhythms of New York. We presented fantastic music, different types of music.
Great artists.
We have a great band on tonight. They're a jazz funk band. This is our first band that doesn't have vocals.
I know, all instrumentals.
They're called the Left Ear Trio.
Not the left eye, the left ear.
Left Ear Trio, right. We've had beginners on the show. We've had very, very experienced people on the show. We've done a lot on the show.
Well, you remember when we first started? We first started with girl on keyboard.
A girl on guitar.
A girl on guitar.
And it was very, very interesting.
Which is
great.
great.
We were learning things. You know, this is an award-winning program, and we know that the people that are at home watching the show love the show because we present acts that aren't found on mainstream. They're not on television, they're not on radio, because radio and television doesn't have a forum for entry-level or independent artists.
Right.
But the Rhythms of New York, we have those type of artists.
We're here to give you the opportunity. We're here to give you that platform. So if you're interested in being on the show, just check on the website and, you know, look at the guidelines and just, you're welcome. We welcome all artists, all bands, all kinds of music.
Original music performed live in the studio.
Yes.
And they performed 3 songs. You know, like I said, we've been doing this thing for several years, and Celines and I are the Rhythms of New York, along with our bands, but we have a lot of people behind the scenes working with us.
Yes, we do.
We have, and we're going to give him a round of applause. We've asked him to be on camera with us today, but he's upstairs, Mr. Alan Carlton. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, Alan Carlton is the guy who makes things happen. We usually have, well, there's normally like about a half a dozen people in master control, the control room, but Al does everything.
He does.
He does everything.
He comes here, he's like the Tornado Al, sets everything up, does everything.
And we also have his great son, Miles. And
who's fabulous.
Right, we have a number of camera people who work with us. Edwin Arzu has worked with us,
yes.
Miles. And we also have a good guy. He has his own show called...
Why?
Because I asked.
Why not?
Okay. His name is Alonzo Newton. That's the joke. We've been doing that joke for how long?
All day.
And it's always very, very funny. The show never, the joke never gets old.
Exactly.
Well, I think it never gets old anyway.
Thank you, Alonzo, for all your help.
Well, we had, like I said, this is our 20th show. We've had 19 different acts. Well, we've had more than 19 different acts because we actually had a Filipino show that had 3 artists on the show.
Yes.
So we've had about 22 different artists on the program. And, you know, people do watch the show both on cable and on the internet, and we even have YouTube clips. We know that people watch the show because we had one little girl by the name of Nina Sophia Waga Maharis, and we put in some YouTube clips, and Nina is basically going to be a superstar.
She's huge.
People watch the episodes, not only from us, but her parents' YouTube clips. This girl is a star.
Yeah.
The girl's a star.
Yeah, and she was here.
We don't normally have children on the program, but she is not a child.
No, her voice is incredible. God bless her talent.
We pre-screen all the acts that we have on the Rhythms of New York, and we only present the best acts on the show. And tonight we have a fantastic jazz funk trio by the name of
the Left Ear Trio.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the Rhythms of New York presents
the Left Ear Trio. Hi, I'm Selines Bosque.
And I'm Dave Brodsky. With us today is a jazz funk band by the name of Left Ear Trio. We have
guitarist Michael Lewis Smith,
drummer John Fisher.
Hey, my name's Andy. I play Hammond organ and bass pedals.
Now, these guys are really, really talented guys, and you're going to love their music. We want to talk with them for a while. Michael, you are the guy who formed the band, correct?
Yes, Dave. That's we formed it together, actually.
We is you and Andy.
Andy and I, yes.
So tell me a little bit about that. How'd you get together?
Well, Andy and I have been playing, performing, and having fun together since 1999. And at that time, we were a piano trio.
Have you always been doing this type of music?
We've been doing all different kinds of jazz throughout the years. And when Andy moved to Boston in 2002 and started up with the Hammond organ, that's when we really formed the group.
So Andy, tell me a little bit about the Hammond organ. How'd you choose that instrument?
Well, I mean, I think like most Hammond organ players, I came to the instrument from church. You know, I learned how to play in church because my mom made me go. And as it turns out, when I got to school and someone tried to introduce me to, you know, jazz organ, it was the same organ in church as it was, you know, at school. So I was kind of just blessed to kind of just find this path early on in life.
And then we have John, the drummer.
Yeah.
Now, John just came on recently in the band.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about how you became involved in the band, Left Ear Trio.
Well, it was sort of a random occurrence. I was looking for an organ player for a last-minute gig.
Not an organ donor then, right? Just an organ player? Okay.
Yeah. There you go. And I got Andy's number through a series of phone calls. And it turned out he had just moved to where I live in Western Mass. And we just got together for a gig without even meeting each other. And that was Halloween about 6 months ago.
Wow,
and,
what perfect timing.
Yeah, we just had good chemistry, and things seemed to fit really well.
And good costumes, I might add.
Good costumes.
Yeah.
Mike, tell me a little bit
really
about
good
the music
costume.
that you do.
The music is a jazz funk collection of sounds, and we also bring in a lot of different influences from world music to Afrobeat, obviously some Fela Kuti influence on the Black President song that you guys heard earlier.
You're doing 3 songs tonight. You're doing Andy's B3 Groove, Black President, and Theme for Carl. So tell me a little bit about those tunes. You wrote them?
Well, the first tune I wrote for Andy, actually. It's Andy's B3 Groove. It's one of our earliest compositions.
This is our friend Andy here, the Hammond guy.
Yeah.
And it's just a little thing that, you know, he's the Hammond player, so dedicated that one to him. And the Black President, for those of you who may be interested and may know the great saxophonist and composer from Nigeria who was the king of Afrobeat. And his nickname was the Black President, as Fela Kuti. So that one's for him. And
This is an educational program. You learn something every day.
See,
I was
you
the
learn.
first black. Who's the first black president, Salinas?
Obama?
I thought it was Bill Clinton, right? He is the first black president, right?
He is.
Okay.
He really is. He's funky too. Got the music thing going
that's
on.
right.
So, run through like what are rehearsals like with you guys? Because like
You guys are fun guys.
I want to take that one.
So here's the guy who has a Hammond organ. He has a Hammond organ. It's not like a little
it's
instrument.
huge.
Well, I mean, and that goes back to something about, you know, finding a different drummer. And me and John is that, like, you have to have the right kind of chemistry in this band because, you know, we're going to lift 1,000 pounds worth of gear. We're going to put it in the van. We're going to drive for 5 hours. We're going to get out, unload 1,000 pounds worth of gear, do the hit, have a beer or two, load the gear again. So this is kind of like
And have another beer or two.
and then have
Right.
yeah, maybe a couple more beers, right? Exactly. And so this is kind of it's a process where you have to be really committed to this thing. And when I first met John, I knew that he was kind of down for the hang. So we've
And John's a drummer. It's like no small instrument either.
No, usually I'm the guy that everybody's helping at the end of the night, but not in this
anymore.
group. Not in this group.
So Michael, you have the guitar, a small guitar. Do you feel guilty?
You know,
Be honest, Michael.
there's other things to lift, you know, other than things that actually weigh. You know, there's heavy lifting that goes on mentally. It's not easy.
How do you guys come up with your music? Like, that's so interesting. How do you guys come
Well,
up?
for instance, Theme for Carl, which was the last selection that we played, was actually a collaboration between the three of us. Me and Andy actually wrote the material in a few different sections, and John made a really nice arrangement out of it. So we all contributed on that one. And,
Awesome. Awesome.
we pretty much all contribute on everything, pretty much, because we all have equal creative input, and we work together.
What's
Well,
important?
you are a trio.
It's important when you have a band going on. You have to, you know, because if one person's slacking off, you know. I'm not going to say who slacks off in here. I'm not going to mention that. No.
Definitely not these guys.
Tell us about your gigs. What have you played?
Salinas, yes. So we have, in the coming months, we're going to be doing a lot of festivals and gigs here in New York and all over in the Northeast.
Awesome.
And we're going to be promoting our new album that's coming out.
That's
Well,
great.
tell me a little bit about the new album.
The new album is entitled The Outside Voice of the Left Ear Trio, titled by...
That's a unique album title.
Well, Andy came up with it, and
The organ player that plays barefoot.
that's
Right.
that's my man.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's our guy, and I think he was trying to insinuate that I can get a little bit loud at times. So outside voice, you know, sometimes they would prefer if I use my inside voice. But
Very creative.
Very creative. Well, Mike,
Yes.
John, and Andy, the Left Ear Trio, would like to thank you for being on the Rhythms of New York. I know you'll enjoy their music.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave Brodsky.
And I'm Salinas Bosque.
You're watching the Rhythms of New York. We'd like to thank our guests today, the Left Ear Trio.
We have Michael on guitar, we have John on drums, and we have Andy on the lovely lady.
Thank you for watching the show, and stay tuned to the end of the show to credits about our band,
Left
Left
Ear
Ear Trio.
Trio.